Have you ever walked into a sprawling sports bar, one with 100 synchronized TVs wrapped around the walls, and wondered how it all actually works?
Oh, it's definitely something you notice.
Right. Well, our mission for this deep dive is to decode a highly technical spec sheet from a major audiovisual vendor, HDTV Supply. Because powering those multi-screen environments you interact with every day, it isn't just some guy in a back room plugging in really long HDMI cables.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's an intricate, completely modular ecosystem. We are essentially looking at the invisible backbone of enterprise-level video distribution here.
Not exactly consumer stuff.
No, not at all. This isn't the tech you put in your living room, it is industrial infrastructure.
So to understand that backbone, let's look at the brain of the operation. Our main source document today is the spec sheet for the Vitec, formerly Exterity AVSRV-C1585-16TB-US AvediaServer.
Try saying that 5 times fast.
Seriously, I had to practice that. But the specs list it as a 2U hardware platform with 16 terabytes of storage, 8 disk slots, and hardware RAID control. Like, I know my way around a computer, but what exactly does 2U mean in this specific context?
Well, 2U just refers to its physical footprint. It basically means it takes up about 3.5 inches of vertical space in a standard 19-inch server rack.
Oh, wow. So it's actually pretty compact.
Surprisingly compact for the power it holds, yeah.
Yeah.
But the really crucial detail there is the hardware RAID control.
Right.
RAID essentially means the video data is spread out across those 8 hard drives and, protected at the physical hardware level.
Okay, so if one of those drives suddenly fails right in the middle of a live broadcast, the system just automatically compensates.
Yeah, the hardware takes over immediately. A single drive failure won't crash the video feed for an entire building. It's built for absolute redundancy, so ensuring that the visual data keeps flowing no matter what happens internally.
That makes sense, because I was reading the fine print, and this box isn't just plug and play. It's not an Apple TV.
Definitely not.
The source explicitly states the server requires companion modules to even function. Parts with names like the MA105 or the M7205 or the MA365.
Right, the nuts and bolts.
Exactly. It's like buying a heavy-duty engine, but you still need to buy the transmission to make it actually go. Or like a high-speed train station. The AvediaServer is the central terminal, but those extra modules are the specific tracks and switches you have to install to direct the trains to different cities.
I really like that structural analogy. It helps visualize it. You buy the central processing hub, and then you attach exactly the modules you need to handle your specific data traffic.
Totally custom.
Yeah, like if you're routing 4K video versus standard definition or dealing with encrypted streams, you swap in the dedicated hardware for that exact task. You aren't just relying on a one-size-fits-all machine.
Which really begs the question, who's actually buying this? Who needs to custom build a video router of this massive capacity?
Well, looking at the vendor, HDTV Supply, they are a 25-year-old global company.
Right. And they have over 10,000 positive reviews. I saw their catalog features these Wolfpack matrix switchers that can route video to up to 160 TVs at once.
160 TVs, yeah. And to route high-definition video to that many screens without a delay, a matrix switcher doesn't just split a basic signal.
What does it do instead?
It uses what's called dedicated cross-point processing. This means it actively manages a unique, dedicated pathway for every single pixel going to every single screen at the exact same time.
Wow. So that's how it achieves zero latency.
Precisely.
Given the sheer cost and power of that cross-point processing, I just assumed this gear was strictly for high-end hospitality, like those giant mega sports bars we talked about. Reviewers constantly praise how well these Wolfpack systems handle Friday Night Football at their price point.
The hospitality industry relies heavily on them, sure. But if you look at their purchasing portals, HDTV Supply explicitly lists federal GSA schedules and NASA SOP programs.
Wait, really? NASA? Like the space agency?
The very same. Those are highly vetted government procurement pipelines.
That is wild.
It really is. The exact same ecosystem scales across vastly different extremes. On Friday night, it's routing high-definition football, but on Monday morning, that same enterprise-scale infrastructure distributes critical visual data for government and NASA operations.
Because whether it's a sports broadcast or a live satellite telemetry feed, the core requirement is identical, right?
Exactly. Zero latency and absolute reliability.
So the synchronized screens surrounding you in modern spaces aren't simple setups. They are powered by this intense, modular back-end tech, like these 16-terabyte Avadia servers and massive 160 TV matrix switchers.
It completely shifts your perspective on the built environment. You realize there's a highly engineered data center sitting just behind the drywall of your local pub.
It really does. Next time you walk into a room and look up at a massive seamless video wall, take a second to consider that invisible industrial-scale data traffic happening just out of sight.
There is so much going on behind the scenes.
Truly. And it makes you wonder, if a single venue is generating and routing terabytes of perfectly synchronized visual data every night, what happens to our local power grids when every public building inevitably transitions to continuous, uncompressed 8K video?